Magic on the beat.
King Kong ain't got shit on me!
Right. With the Hebrew Israelite. And as usual, we're coming in, week in and week out to beat,
To beat Yasharahla to the marriage.
To beat Yasharahla to the marriage.
That's right.
And obviously you got the elects, a lot of them, or few of them, you can't only,
That's right.
and if they like the message, they will come. But
That's right.
next week though, we will be evangelizing.
That's
we will
right.
be applying Isaiah 58. But
That's
today,
right.
we'll talk about the dark ages, we will finish it off.
That's
And
right.
then next week, we'll really speak to the brothers and sisters here, man.
That's
So they
right.
need to hear this gospel. All right?
They need to edit.
Not saying that what we're doing is not the gospel.
That's right.
But we're going to be specific, all right, next week. All right, so I would like to give a big shalom. Wow. All right, a big double honor.
That's right.
All right,
That's
to the apostle and the elder who can rule well, and the brothers who are out there, the power in the byways, preaching this beautiful gospel, man.
That's right.
Beating Yasharahla to the marriage. And we are doing this in truth and sincerity. The word in truth and sincerity. Shalom to the Akia Swam and the Akia who are keeping the real Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
They change their life, and they're following Yahweh Shai. They're doing to the best of ability, following his example, because he left an example.
That's right.
And like I said last week, they are awaiting as well, just like I'm awaiting, just like my brother is waiting,
That's
just
right.
like the whole Yahweh messengers camp and the other camp are waiting.
That's
He's
right.
coming back, man.
That's right.
All right? But before we start, we can't forget to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Waha, Raha, Badash. All right? So today, without wasting any time, we'll get into it, man. All right, we'll get into it and we'll get to the dark ages.
That's right.
Last week, we were doing something and you cut. But the brother want to bring something.
Yeah, I wanted to bring something
So
out.
do your scholarship.
Right. I wanted to bring
edify
something
the
out.
people. And if I can, I will bring the word just to
To compliment what I'm
right,
saying.
if there's a word, a prophecy talking about, or confirming what actually took place, with our history. All right? But that's what we try and do.
That's right.
We try to link. Our exercise is to actually link, the word with the truth. Let them know that, listen, Yahweh was the one who allowed that to happen.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
He allowed that to happen. You can see what happened, man. Like, after that, what do we have? we have, you know, a republic today, man. We have like, so basically how people came in Europe, and what they did is like they established republic, you know, because when you look at even the coat of arms of the UK, for England, what do you think this is? That's Judah and Ephraim, man. The
That's
lion
right.
is Judah.
The lion is Judah.
And
the unicorn symbolizes Ephraim.
Yeah, it says that
In Numbers.
also in Deuteronomy 33 and 17, man.
All right.
Yeah, let me get that. Let me get
All right,
that.
and I'll get the one in Numbers.
Yeah. So people have to understand what's going on.
That's right.
Because Esau ain't done nothing but copy, you know.
That's all he did.
You know how
Copy the
style.
script. Yeah.
Copy what we left.
That's right.
You know, here, because we left, you know, like a man, when a man walked, he leave traces. And when the kingdom of Judah came here, they left traces, man.
That's the blueprint. The blueprint is left. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to, I'm going to Deuteronomy now, 33. Oh, it's like that, 33. Yeah, Deuteronomy 33 and 17.
Bring it out.
And it reads, his glory is like the firstling of his bullock, and his horn are like the horns of unicorns.
That's right.
With them he shall push the people together through the ends of the earth. Right? And we all know that that end of the earth is Azarath, which is America.
That's right.
All right? And who are the chief tribe? Ephraim, man, along with his brother Manasseh, right?
Yeah, but Ephraim was the chief.
Yeah, because he says here, look, he says, with them he shall push the people together. Who are these people? The other tribe, the northern tribe.
That's right.
Because that's when they was about to leave on that ship to America, because they were in the land of Assyria.
That's right.
All right, so he said, with them he shall push the people together to the end of the earth, and they are the 10,000 of Ephraim.
That's right.
And they are the 1,000 of Manasseh.
That's right.
Around Manasseh. So yeah, so that's the unicorn. That's what it represents.
And let me bring mine out now. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verses 8 and verse 9. And it reads, God, Yahweh power, brought him forth out of Egypt. He have, as it were, the strength of a unicorn,
right,
which brothers already identified what the unicorn means. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows.
Right.
Verse 9. He crouched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesses thee, and cursed is he that curses thee.
So that was the two head.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
That was the two head, man.
That's right.
Judah and Ephraim.
And Ephraim. That's right.
Because there's no lion here. Is there any lion in Europe in the Bottomless Peak? No.
No.
You find them where? In Africa.
In Africa you find them.
All right.
And bits of Asia, but they're definitely not here.
Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Right, so let's carry on, man. Come, bring your scholarship.
So first off, I'm going to talk about one of the members of the progenitors of this royal family that's not mentioned. So everybody's heard about Charlotte Sophia, right? Who was a Hebrew Israelite, a Negro of Negro descent that married into the royal family. But she kind of looked mixed race, so they show you her. But nobody talks about Queen Philippa, so I'm going to show you Queen Philippa here. I don't know if you can see it.
So you show it properly, because sometimes...
Yeah, this is Queen Philippa here, this one here. Queen Philippa, yeah? So Queen Philippa now, I'm going to read about her. When Edward II was possible suitors for his eldest son, Prince Edward, so he named his son after himself, he sent a trusted ambassador, Bishop Stapledon of Exeter, to Flanders to give Philippa, one of the daughters of Count William of Hainault, the once over. Part of the bishop's report described her as thus. Her ears and chin are comely enough. Her neck, shoulders, and all her body and lower limbs are reasonably well shaped. All her limbs are well set and are unmaimed, and naught is amiss as far as man may see. Moreover, she is brown of skin all over, and much like her father.
That's right.
Right, so that's one bit of scholarship.
Now,
so
before you carry on, let me show
Charlotte Sophia.
The ancestress
That's
of
right.
George the Fifth of England,
That's
right?
right.
That's that book, Color. Nature knows no color line, right? You should get that, my brother. A lot of Hebrew Israelite got that, man. Sorry if I don't show it properly.
Yeah.
It's a bit, yeah. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then I will show you now a picture. Look, I don't even know if it's gonna show. It's might not. Yeah. It's like Israel, man. We don't have the best camera, but you know we work what we got. You know what I mean? Look, can you see it? Right. All right. So that it reads right under it. It says, Queen Charlotte Sophia, consort of George III,
That's right.
and grandmother of Queen Victoria.
That's right.
Right, from the portrait by Thomas Fire, 1719 and 1762. She was a German princess. All right.
That's right.
So our people were the rulers in this place, man. Don't get it twisted, man. The
Right.
Jacobite and all of those
That's
people were
right.
the rulers, man.
That's right.
All right. The Edomite learned from them, and then, after a while, and the reason why even they're ruled is power of prophecy.
That's
Go
right.
on, Mama.
Right. So first off, this book is called Memoirs of the Secret Services of John Mackey, Esquire, during the reigns of King William, Queen Anne, and King George I. I don't know if you could see it, Israel.
It's gonna be tough, man, because sometimes
I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah,
There you go. Right.
when you're
Yeah.
closer.
There you go. Yeah. Go down a bit. So, yeah. Right. So whoever's looking at it, this is scholarship.
Right.
Now this book is actually the writings of a Secret Service agent, and what happened was when he died, he willed it to his son, and it's got all of the notifications that a will needs to have for it to be valid. So this is a valid document. Right. So now, when you look at page number 19, so let me quickly get that. Page number 19. Right. Actually, before I even get there, let me just bring this out, right? The Royal Highness Prince George, husband to Queen Anne and Lord High Admiral of England, is brother to the late King of Denmark and uncle to the present, was chosen by King Charles II to be his niece, the Princess Anne's husband. Now the reason why I brought that out is I just need to prove that Prince Anne is also a relative of King Charles.
Right.
And we know King Charles is a descendant of King James who not wrote the Bible, but commissioned the correct translation of the Bible. Right. So I'm just establishing the facts. So now, if you go to page 19, it states that Earl of Mulgrave, in the reign of King Charles II, right, was presumptuous. His presumption made him make love to the Princess Anne, which is the same princess that I mentioned, who's a relative of Charles, who's a descendant of King James.
That's right.
Right? So, what makes that important is that the person she made love to here, in the following page, page 20, is noted as a man of middle stature of a brown complexion.
Right.
So that's point one.
And then if you go on YouTube, on Google right now, and you type the name of that guy that the brother is speaking of, you will see
you see a European image, right?
Right. You
so
see
then, let me go to
Caucasian,
page 26.
you know, image, which
Right.
is not the case.
Right.
All right. So you got a book here that is very important for the British brothers, the Hebrew Israelite brothers
That's right.
that lives here, because a lot of things are hidden, man.
That's right.
All right, and they're hiding in plain sight.
That's right.
You know?
That's absolutely right. So now on page 30, this man is called Lawrence Earl of Rochester, who is the second son to Chancellor High, Lord Clarendon, and uncle to the present Queen. So
Right.
now we're talking about another member
Right.
of King James and his descendants,
That's right.
So this particular person is described as middle stature,
That's right.
well shaped,
That's right.
of a brown complexion.
That's right.
Right? So now we're going to leap to page 35.
Bring your arm up.
Right? So all these people in particular, the reason why I'm bringing these out, there's more in this book, but they're all relatives or have some relation to King James or what we call the Stuarts or the Jacobites. So we're proving that the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages was actually the time when the Hebrew Israelites reigned. So this person's name now is John, Duke of Newcastle. Is the name of Hals, was Earl of Clare before the Revolution and married a daughter of the late Duke of Newcastle,
Right.
who died without heirs. So he didn't have any sons or daughters. He didn't have any sons, sorry. So King William created this gentleman a Jew and gave him the garter. Right. So he's described now as a black, ruddy complexion man.
That's
So that
right.
would be like me.
Yes,
So
that's
in this
it. And that's
context,
how-
that would be like me.
King
That's how they
Dawada-
would describe
King
me.
Dawada, that's how it
That's
look like-
right.
look like his
That's
brother.
right. That would be
All
like
right,
me,
because his grandmother was she wasn't Moabite, but she lived in the Moab land, so she might
That's
have,
right.
So her father might have mixed with some Moabite,
That's right.
and you know, them red-looking guys. And hello, my sister, you alright? Good. All right, so that's where the complexion come from, I believe. But his Ruth wasn't a Moabite.
No.
She was a Hebrew Israelite.
That's why it says
living
Moabites.
in the land of
That's why
Moab.
they use the word Moabites instead of Moabite. So now we're getting to the interesting part, Israel. So now we're getting to the direct, not uncle or niece, the actual progeny of King James, King Charles, and so on, right?
That's right.
So on page 36, we have a character called Charles Linus,
Right.
Duke of Richmond, is son to King Charles II by the Duchess of Portsmouth.
Right.
Right? And his complexion is black complexion,
Right.
much like King Charles.
That's right.
So this is actually telling you King Charles was black
Right.
and his son was black.
Right. But
So
they're
it's-
telling you that all of those guys were white, were Caucasian, Edomite.
That's right, but they
But
lied
when
to
you
us.
look into the truth,
Yeah.
the real truth, you see that all of these dukes, all of these kings, these top shatter, yeah, these
Exactly.
shot color,
Exactly.
these dangerous guys, these knights, these warriors. In England, they were black, man.
Exactly.
All right, they were no Edomite.
But this was the royal
They were
family.
Hebrew
This was the
Israelite,
royal
man.
family.
That's why they call them the Jacobites. The
That's
Jacobites
right.
nothing but covenant keeper. That's what it meant.
And by the way, this royal family here, this line here was the last line of indigenous kings.
Right.
Because what happened was they brought people from Europe, from Holland or Germany, to take it over from them.
But what? That's the reason why that book was made. Because
That's
you spy on
right,
them.
that's
And when you
right.
spy on something, what someone wants you to do?
You got a crucial information.
Crucial information, weaknesses, and
Exactly.
everything. So you know
How
when
to take them down and
take
how
them
to
down.
strike, yeah.
So that's why this book
Was written.
These how do you, it's not even a book.
It's not a book, it's actually
a memoir.
It's memoirs
It's
of,
a memoir of the
secret services
of
John Mackey Esquire,
during the reign of
of
King
King
William,
William,
King Anne,
Queen Anne, and King George.
And all of those people were what?
Well, Queen Anne was a Jake, because Queen Anne was the one I mentioned. But they brought King William in to marry her, and then after that, the Edomites took it over.
All right, and let me read something about that, man.
Yeah,
about that marrying thing quickly before we carry
That's
on.
right.
But that's the reason why. Because if you think about it, when you read Genesis 6, it talks about the sons of God.
That's
One
right.
of the reasons why the sons of God love the power, because they intermingle with the sons of men.
That's right. The
All right,
daughters of men, yeah.
And that's how they did it. One of the main reason why we fell, you know, is because
We mingled our seed.
the intermarriages.
That's right.
But that wickedness, and then also they learn had the rulership and everything. And when the time came, they took us down.
And they used
All right?
Secret Service agents to do that.
Yeah, but they had to be part of us. And act
In
like they're
order to-
with us.
exactly.
Right, so let me read quickly Deuteronomy.
That's why we even say that we have agents among us now.
Yeah, of course.
Because the Spirit bear witness.
Of course. Deuteronomy 7 and 3.
Bring it out.
And that's what they were doing. They were applying that because they, just like in Judith.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
They had to go and inquire and
How to
they
take
be
them
told,
down.
listen,
Yeah.
when they keep the law, these people are untouchable.
That's right.
And that's the reason why in the kingdom, no one will touch it because the law will be in us.
And the same thing happened in Numbers 23 and 24 with Balak and Balaam.
That's right. Deuteronomy 7 and 3 says,
It up.
neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
That's right.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son,
That's right.
nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
That's right.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Salawat.
All right, and they may serve other gods. All right, so will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
That's right.
See, that's what happened in Europe, man.
That's right.
Because the Most High destroyed our people. That's why he brought the Black Plague. The Black Plague is because Esau couldn't contend with us. He had a deducting. How do you say this? Something that gun.
Oh, wait, the Gatling gun.
The Gatling gun.
Yeah, that's a rapid fire gun.
Though,
the first
though,
one.
though he had it,
Yeah.
we couldn't really take Esau down. I mean, Jacob down.
Jacob down.
So the Moses had to send a plague. And actually, let me read it quickly before you carry on. In second, this is what the Moses do to us when we don't.
Spread the gospel.
Yes, my brother. Where are you from?
Poland.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay,
them,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'm not Catholic.
No, don't worry. I understand
That's
that.
all right. Yeah, yeah.
See, a lot
That's
of
the
them,
spirit,
you
yeah,
look
yeah.
like Jake, man. You
Yeah,
look
because
like
in
Jake.
Poland, in their church in Poland, they have the Black Madonna and Christ.
Yeah, yeah, that's
so they
what
know.
about that.
Yeah,
You know, these Eastern European, they know us
yeah. They're more
more
on
than
point. Yeah.
they know us more than they do. So these
Exactly.
ones they've been brainwashed, but these East European they have the records still
They
now.
still have the records, and they
That's
still
why
have
some
of
hate
the
us,
religion,
but
and
they
some
hate
love
us
us.
out of fear.
It's
But
it's
some
a love
love
hate,
us.
yeah.
Every time they see us,
Yeah.
their spirit bear witness.
Exactly.
That's why they come to us and you know what I'm saying? Right, let me go to second Ezra 15, I believe, or 16. Let me see, 15 and 49. Yeah, he said, and I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, or widowhood.
Widowhood.
Or widowhood, we know that. That's when the men die,
Dies,
all of those
exactly.
things. But that's what happened. Oh,
That's right.
that's what happened.
That's
the men got killed.
That's what happened.
And a lot of the
Exactly right.
women, they're starting to go with the Edomites.
They cleave unto their enemies.
All right? All right? So you say poverty,
That's right.
famine,
That's right.
sword,
That's right.
and pestilence
That's right.
to waste our houses with destruction and death.
That's right.
So you got the Black Death, man.
That's right.
The reason why they call it the Black Death,
It's because it was a death designed to take out the blacks or the
All right.
Negroes or our people.
all right? That's
Yeah.
what they're not telling you. They're,
They're not telling
they're
you.
making you think that it's a death that it was, oh no, it was actually there are people that were dying off, man.
And can I just
Europe.
bring something out? I read something last week in the Metro newspapers. So you guys, I'm sure, Yashala, there's somebody that's listening that would have read it too. It actually states that they proved the Black Plague came from the Caucasus Mountains. They literally proved that the Edomites were the ones that brought the Black Plague into Europe.
But they're
That's
the
been
one
proven.
that brought the chicken
Yeah,
pot as well.
I know, but they literally wrote that they've
Yeah.
proven it.
Yeah.
So it's actually a form of biological weaponry that was designed to take out the ruling class of people. Yeah? So right, so now I'm going to continue where I started. So now I'm on page 39,
Yeah, carry on.
and this individual's name is George Fitzroy.
Yeah.
So before I go even any further, I just want to mention that anytime you see a royal family member called Fitzroy, he would be known as a lesser royal, meaning that he would not be the first or the second son, but he would be like the third or fourth son. So they had a way of calling him Fitzroy.
Yes.
So his name is George Fitzroy, Duke of Northumberland, And here mentions is son to King Charles II by the Duchess of Cleveland. So he had the same father as the other one I mentioned, but a different mother. Right? It mentions also he is a man of honor, so you already know he's a Hebrew Israelite. And then after that it says, is a tall black man like his father the king.
A tall black man like his father the king.
So, about 40 years.
So when you talk about kingship in Britain, in the UK, it was us, it was the black first, man.
Right, and we're proving
Stop running away from your history, man.
Right, because when we say it...
You blacks are kings and queens, man. Alright, just because you're in the ghetto today doesn't mean that you're not. Look at you. Even in the ghetto, you got the best way, the best dresses. People want to be like you. They all want to rap.
The sort in whatever condition you are.
Do you know how many Edomite women I've seen with big bum these days?
Yeah, I know, right?
You know why? Because they're eating the rice and peas, the jollof rice and that.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So you've got the flavor, man. You've got the sauce. You've got the salt, man.
That's right.
All right, carry on, my
right. So now we're on page 40, and on page 40 it states Charles, Duke of St. Albans, is son to King Charles II by Miss Gwen. So it's the same king, but a different mother again.
That's right.
He is a gentleman every way, and it says he is of black complexion, yet very like King Charles.
Bring that up.
Right?
You know what I mean?
There's another one again.
Yeah.
So this one's name is Charles. So the first one I mentioned was named after his father. This second one I'm mentioning now, his name is Charles Fitzroy, which I've already explained what the Fitzroy means.
That's right.
Duke of Grafton is grandson to King Charles II and son to the heirs of Bennett, and he's described as
black man,
about 25 years old. That's right.
Bring it on.
Now there's many more. The whole book is full of it. But the reason why I touched on these, because these are direct descendants of King Charles and King James.
That's right.
And the Stuart family.
That's
so
right.
we're not making this up.
No, we're not making this up, man.
We're not making this up. Man. This is scholarship.
This is scholarship. And we don't even have time to bring everything.
No.
We will bring maybe 5% of what we know.
If so much.
That's how deep this knowledge goes,
Right. Yeah. So let's go back.
Yeah, so the word for that, man, that's very good information, but that's clear. Go and get that book, man.
Yeah. So so the book, the name
it's
of
on Amazon. Yeah, I've seen it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
It's Memoirs of the Secret Services of John Mackey, ESQ.
That's Esquire.
During the reign of King William, Queen Anne, and King George I. Alright?
Including also true secret history of the rise, promotions, etc. of the English and Scotch nobility, officers, civil, military, naval.
And that term Scota comes from a black goddess.
That's right.
Alright, so that's why the original Scottish and Irish people were black.
That's right.
Alright, the original Scottish people and Irish people were black.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
And that's proof. That's
why
that's
it was
in your
called
book.
Hebrides too.
We're not making this up. That's in your book that your great-grandfather wrote.
That's right.
All right? So don't get it twisted, man.
That's right.
John Mackey.
That's right.
Go on Amazon and get your scholarship up, man.
That's right.
This is a thing that you need to read because these, what they do, they make you confident. They bring your confidence back up because when you know that your forefathers were king and queen, obviously you don't walk around like a ghetto child. You walk around like a king, like a queen.
That's right.
Because we get in our swag back.
That's right.
And one way to get it back is to do a lot of reading.
To get back your knowledge of self.
Go and read and get your knowledge yourself,
your history,
man.
Your culture.
That's part of being Hebrew Israelite.
Nationality.
Your knowledge yourself. Because the Bible says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of your time. All right? Now let's go back to that.
Exactly. The Negro question. So we even got coat of arms in there too.
Okay, then you can do your story, you can do whatever you want with that, wherever. So read that part. We read that part.
Yeah, I think we did. We got to
Cromwell.
Yeah, we got to Cromwell. Yeah.
Read that one.
Yeah, we start from there because it ties in with what I just read. Yeah, we did that already. Yeah, the origin. All right. So Right, so this is called the Negro Question, Part 4, The Missing Link. And then it also mentions King of Scotland, King of Britain, Ireland, by a scholar called Lee Cummings. It was written by a scholar called Lee Cummings, right? So while we're going to start on page 60, it also has an image of King James in its natural Negro state. Why we're going to start on page 16? Because now we're mentioning the relative, the father of the king that was mentioned in the other book I was reading. So the king that was mentioned was Charles II. Now we're talking about his father now, who was Charles I.
But actually, there is a book about him as well, like dedicated to him specially.
Yes, hard to get.
But it's it's £43.
Okay.
It's £43 on Amazon, which I will get.
Okay.
Right, which I will
Okay.
get.
Okay.
So I'm letting you know, if you go on Amazon, you check it, King
You can get
James.
it.
Yeah, book King James. Yeah, King James the what?
King James the first of England, and I think 5th of Scotland.
Right, so
Right.
£43 though.
Yeah.
That's how you know that, knowledge.
There's something there they're trying to
What they
hide.
say in French, the savoir est une arme, meaning like knowledge is power, man. Knowledge is a weapon,
It is a weapon, yeah. So this is page 16. After Cromwell, which is Oliver Cromwell, had executed King Charles I and ravaged the 3 kingdoms, the Jacobites tried to restore the black Stuart kings to power.
Right, so then the Jacobite are tried now. I'd like to read something quickly about the kingship. You got to understand who did that. Let's go, before you carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Ezekiel 12. Oh. Ezekiel 12. Let's start at 8. Oh, no. Okay. Well. Yeah, so let me read it quickly, It's not even 12, it's 16.
So like Israel, we're just lining up the scriptures.
Yes, okay, let's start 8, yeah? Alright, so that's Yahweh Shai. This is what he did to us, man. Yahweh Shai, like that. So Ezekiel 16 and 8 say, now when I pass by thee and look upon thee, behold, that time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee and cover thy nakedness.
That's right. That's right.
So out of all the nation, actually we the one that the Most High, he just put spiritually. Because the other nation, they're naked. That's the reason why they don't have what we have.
That's right.
Spiritually, we're not naked people. When we sin now, we get naked, and that we see what we see now. But we're very well dressed spiritually people. That's why Jake is witty. Jake is very.
It's a sword.
Yeah, he's very.
The flavor of the
he got music wise, like I see sport, because we are spiritually, not naked.
Connected to your house.
Yeah, say, behold, that time was the time of love, and I spread my skirt over thee. All right, when they say my skirt, that doesn't mean that the Most High is a homo. No, homo talks about his garment,
which is
the
like
bottom
this.
of, like when you got a son, and then you come and you say, come.
You just grab it. Or you have an overcoat and it's raining, you take your son and you cover him like
cover
that.
Him, that's right. That's it.
That's right.
Because that skirt means the power as well.
That's right. That's right.
So I spread my skirt over thee and cover thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee and enter into a covenant with thee, saying Yahweh, and thou becamest mine. Then washed I thee with water.
That's right.
That's the reason why we go be very clean and pure.
That's right.
And pure people, we have like a purity, law.
A clean spirit.
Other nation, when they do whatever they do, they don't clean themselves.
No.
We have a law of cleanness.
We have purification
law.
Which just means clean.
All right.
Or cleanliness.
All right. And he said, and I washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. All right. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shot thee with badger skin, And I gathered thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
That's right.
All right. I decked thee also with ornaments,
That's
and I
right.
put bracelet upon thy head,
That's
and a
right.
chain on thy neck.
That's Jake, man.
That's Jake. That's why you see
100%.
Jake. You know, it's all,
100%. That's
you know, it's well put together.
That's right.
When I got money, you see that. That's the kingship in us. All right. And I put a jewel on thy forehead,
That's right.
and hearing in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head. All right. Thus was thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen
That's
and
right.
silk and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou wast exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
So they went to Europe and look what they made. Esau is Esau today in Europe
That's
because
right.
of Jake.
That's right.
Don't get it twisted.
That's right.
That's the reason they couldn't even take. They could have created an old coat of arms.
That's right. Even
So
the
why do you
coat of
think-
arms is ours, yeah.
Yeah, carry on, my brother.
Right. So now we're in the middle of page 16.
Yeah.
They were known as Jacobites. One shall name himself Jacob, Yaakov, and another shall name himself Israel,
That's right.
Yasha Allah.
That's right.
You are going to see statements like these throughout the book, but they are intended for another audience, and they know who they are. While I was up working on these images, I began to see that this solemn league document was a subtle way of the three kingdoms to actually take a census.
Right.
Because the people had to sign their names and give personal information, which we illustrated in the book that we read from before. It looks like the king was recording the kingdom before some great tragedy
And I
occurred.
said that last week. because
Yeah, we
now
said that last
The translation of the Bible,
That's
and
right.
everything.
That's
but it means as well that Jay at that point, they knew where they were.
Yeah, they
knew
weren't
that they were
destroyed. They knew where
Israelites.
they were.
Even the most that a lot some
Yeah,
of
they
them
know
was,
they did. They knew.
were
Yeah.
Muslim. They knew where they were,
knew.
but they was reading the Bible, you know,
They
and
knew.
in secret.
They knew.
But politically, they were being Islam.
Because they were calling them Moranos and Koranos and all different things like that.
And even Niger,
exactly.
the Bible.
Exactly.
Maybe I think I've got a thing here, man, about Niger. But before
Niger.
before you carry on,
Yeah.
I've got something about Niger, man. Man, see, history, you need to get on it, my brother,
Right,
because, you know, so you see here, among the Nigers are Emperor Pesinius,
Niger. I think I've been-
Aquilus, Niger, Britigus, Niger,
Yeah.
Coacilius, Niger,
Yeah.
Novius, Niger,
Niger.
a legal counselor of imperial family named Niger.
Exactly.
All right, so see, among the Moors who rose to great power were emperors Macarius, Firmus, Amanilius, Lysias, but all those people
Quietus, yeah.
were, you say, ruler of Africa under the Emperor
Emperor.
Valentinian.
That's right.
Among the Nigers. So
That's right.
the old chant for niggers were Nigers, man.
It's a Latin version. Negro is more Spanish or Italian, but the
Exactly.
Latin, the original Latin, it would be written as Niger.
You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
All right. So see, finally, as regard racial amalgamation in Rome, this is certain. The fact, but we're gonna leave that one.
Yeah.
Get back to that. But I want to say that this term Niger, like you see in Acts 13, is not by accident, man. That's the blacks. Okay, they were in Europe, man, ruling. All right. They lived in Europe for a while, but after that they ruled.
Right. So this is page 19 now. The solemnly covenant.
Bring that up.
The kings of Scotland, Ireland and Britain are calling the Pope and the Catholic institutions antichrists. It appears that the Jacobites, and in brackets it has Jakes, as we know, and the Covenanters were walking in the commandments of the God of Israel, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And there is another reason that I say this. When Constantine went to ratify the Sunday worship law, so we already know Constantine was the emperor of the Eastern Roman Empire. In 323 AD, which is before the Conference of Nicaea in 325 it has been recorded that delegates came from around the world. It appears they were trying to compete with the worldwide Sabbath that occurred on the day of Pentecost.
That's right. So we used to keep the Sabbath in this country, man.
That's right.
All right, we used to keep the Sabbath, man.
That's why
Before
that's why it was called Britain.
That's
and the
right.
people were called British. So British means covenant man. Back to Constantine. When he arrived in Nicaea to ratify the change of the Sabbath to Sunday, the only nations that refused to send a delegate or attend was the British Isles.
All right, so we used to keep the covenant, man. All right, Anglo-Saxon, angelic sons of Isaac.
That's right. That's right.
Covenant people, man.
That's right.
All right.
The British Isles were Ireland, Scotland, and Britain, and they have a slash.
All right. So the original British, Anglo-Saxon,
That's
the
right.
original Scottish,
That's
and
right.
Irish were black people.
That's
man.
right.
Don't get it twisted. The Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
All right.
All of these nations were black until the white English invasion in 449 AD.
Right. So we were black, man. They came, they were thrown out of the cave. We used to go and
That's
get them,
right. Yeah,
clean them.
Clean them up.
All right. That's the biggest mistake we made. But all of that was
exactly,
prophecy.
Exactly. So this is page 20, and it's titled Sir Henry Francis of Newcastle departed late 1685, arrived in Perth. This was to take and put in his room a man whose breath is in his nostrils, yea, a man who is sworn enemy to religion, and avowed papers whom by our covenants we are bound to withstand and disown, and that agreeably to Scripture. I'm seeing something with this man whose breath is in his nostrils, because in Genesis, the man whose breath was in his nostrils was the picked apart man. That's when Yahweh breathed into him. So I don't know if that's referring to that.
Talking about our covenant, anyway.
Exactly. And that agreeably to Scripture. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, so it is talking about the same thing.
Right.
And shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say.
So the Mosai gave to Jacobite
That's right.
Europe for a period of
He
time.
gave us the world.
Okay,
The
he
world
gave us
was
the
made
word,
for
man.
our sake.
Yeah, but during the Dark Ages, he gave us this.
Exactly.
He gave us, man. That's why when you look around, there's a lot of Hebrewism going on in the UK
That's right.
and in Europe.
That's
man.
right. And that's also ties in with Revelation when it says the dragon was mortally wounded.
That's right.
And shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall
exactly,
choose.
you see? Right, that's the reason why we shouldn't even vote.
And this is the most important part coming now. One from among thy brethren
That's right.
shalt thy king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger, which in Paleo Hebrew means Goliath,
That's right.
over thee, which is not thy brother. Right? This was, it has a quote to Deuteronomy 17, verses 14 to 15.
Tell me we're not the people, man.
That's
We were
right.
in Europe, man.
That's
Stop
right.
playing game, bro.
That's right. And then he put it in bold letters.
Right.
This was an Israelite custom.
Let me read that quickly. Deuteronomy 4, 5 and 6. Behold, I have taught you a statute and judgment.
That's right.
Even as the Lord Yahweh, my God, commanded me.
That's right.
That ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. So when they came to Europe and started ruling, they put a lot of the laws in place.
That's right.
All right, that's why you
That's
go
right.
to the court system and you see 12 tribes, 12 jury,
12 jury.
You see the judge,
The judge.
and you see the defense attorney,
And the prosecution,
all
yeah.
right, same way that as it is above, it is
so,
below.
so shall it be below.
All right, say verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in
That's
the
right.
sight of the nation,
That's right.
which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's right.
So we ruled them over with our law, and that's what made us superior, with other nations. So no wonder why we under, because we're not keeping the law.
That's right. That's right.
Carry on that.
this was an Israelite custom that their king had to be their brother, and this was taught in the law of Moses. And then it further goes on to say the British Isles and the Sabbath, the Scottish have a long history of keeping the Sabbath.
Right.
The Scots keep the Sabbath as some traditional Irish custom.
Okay. It's clear enough, man. Listen, it's clear, man. People they need to get on this, man. This is not a joke, man. They lied to us home in all those years, man. It's time we get it back and know who we are. Carry on, Ak.
To understand the hidden dynamics of this great mystery, I had to bring up this Sabbath information. I inserted this information into this chapter to show you that when Cromwell, meaning Oliver Cromwell, deported the Black Irish,
that's right.
Scots,
so Oliver Cromwell, Cromwell, Slagia, he deported a lot. Read it. There's something I want to cover, man. There's something I want to cover today. Bring it.
When Oliver Cromwell deported the Black Irish, Scots, and British/Welshmen that he was actually sending into the captivity, the Covenant Keepers, this is where the nickname Jacobites and Covenanters came from.
Exactly.
Not only were these guys Sabbath keepers, but there was a certain prophecy that they satisfied in Deuteronomy 28, verses 64 to 68.
Let's read that quickly, man.
That's right.
Let's read that quickly, man. Because, hey, listen, it's about that time, man.
That's right. You want me to get it?
No, I got it. We go with that.
64 to 68.
Right. So 64 to 68 say, and Yahweh shall scatter them among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
That's right.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, a failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would Yahweh it were even, or would God it were even? And at even thou shalt say, would Yahweh it were morning.
So basically what it's saying is that when Yasha'Allah is dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth, no place on the earth are we going to find rest. Shalom, brother. You're good, yeah? No place on the earth are we going to find rest. And when it's evening, we're going to pray for morning. And when it's morning, we're going to pray for evening.
Right. So he said, for the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Right.
Read it from the top of this, brother.
Yeah, this is for you, brother, yeah?
Yeah.
So, the British Isles and the Sabbath, the Scottish have a long history of keeping the Sabbath. The Scots keep the Sabbath as some traditional Irish custom.
Yeah.
Because you see a Scot, you see an Irish, you see an Irish
Celt, yeah.
That's right. To understand the hidden dynamics of this great mystery, I had to bring up this Sabbath information. I inserted this information into the chapter to show you that when Cromwell, Oliver Cromwell, deported the Black Irish, deported the Irish, the Scots, the British and the Welshmen, that he was actually sending into captivity the Covenant Keepers. This is where the nickname Jacobites and Covenanters came from. Not only were these guys Sabbath keepers, but there was a certain prophecy that they satisfied in Deuteronomy, which is what we just read. Yeah? So we have two different groups of blacks being fused together. Now when they say blacks, they mean Hebrew Israelites. Right? Being fused together and dumped into the slave colonies as one people. So they dump some of your people over there, they dump the West Africans over there, they dump my people over there.
Breeded the Irish and the Africans,
Right,
the Malutus, and
right.
the stronger slaves.
Right.
That part as well.
Yeah. Now we have the image. I don't know if you can catch it of the Kingdom of Judah. So show them the image of
It's a kingdom. I don't know if you're gonna catch it though.
Yeah.
Kingdom of Judah. No, they won't. It's a bit.
What's
Yeah.
that look? Can I get that sometime?
No, you don't got it. A lot of people got it, man. It's
Oh, it's lovely stuff there.
Yeah, it's called
Amazon. The Negro
if you got a phone on you, just take a picture of the cover.
Can I? Let me do that. I can order that maybe.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
done. I need to know that.
Amazon.
Yeah, pull your phone out. When you're ready, then I'll give you the
Just
cover.
take a picture of the slave of the front.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm not a slave today.
No, you're not. Go on then, look.
I'm a slave to the fucking system.
That's right.
They used to breed the Irish slaves with them.
Exactly.
I've got that, sir. Thank you very much.
Right.
There's a reason why they say no dog, no black, no
The
Irish.
Irish.
There's
You
a
know
reason
it.
why. Carry on.
We were lumped together. So, go straight to there.
Go straight,
Yeah, page 23. The entire world acknowledges the presence of the West Africans, meaning the Hebrew Israelites on the West Coast, that came into the North Atlantic slave trade. But the world appears to ignore or appears to ignorant of the blacks, meaning the Hebrew Israelites, that came out of Europe. Because they use all these words as labels to confuse. Right?
yeah.
The Hebrew Israelites that came out of Europe.
Yeah.
When you are through reading the facts provided to you in this book, you will be walking around with one of the greatest secrets. You'll be into the secret. I think
So
you
now,
might know.
read that. Further proof that Scott are here. Read
Right.
that part.
Further
And then-
proof that the Scots are here. Look at the Scottish coat of arms, by the way.
Oh yeah.
This is the original look. See, Irish coat of arms, Gilbert crest.
Well, they're all related, Scots and the Irish.
Till the
Look,
Pres-
look,
Till
look.
the Presbyterians
Exactly,
came.
exactly.
The Presbyterians,
yeah.
King James Bible, all that shit.
Exactly. Well,
You know,
well, it's not
they
shit,
got
but
their
that
lo-
was the time.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's
Yeah, but that, no, I know it's
You know, I'm saying what they say is shit.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Further proof that the Scots are here. 5,000 Scots leave America and found Canada.
Yeah.
Scots immigrate to Illinois, Ohio, Iowa, and Kansas. B. Philadelphia Centennial 1879 articles below. Article, the Scottish Irish in America, 1896. Article, the Scottish Irish in America, 1906. C. Magazine editor, Herbert Casson, article below. The Sons of Scotland in America, 1906. D. Author Henry Jones Ford, book, The Scottish Irish in America, 1915. E. Author George Fraser Black's book, Scotland's Mark on America, 1921. Continue. Once I realized that the Scots and Irish were written about extensively in the 19th and 20th century, I got to thinking that their omission in modern history could be an honest mistake. Once this book is published on Amazon and the other outlets, we should get a better feel for academia's true intentions concerning world history.
That's fantastic stuff.
Yeah. Chapter 3, Oliver Cromwell. So this is the guy, this is the demon.
Greatest Englishman ever lived, that's what they call it.
The greatest demon that ever
Demon that ever
Yeah.
lived because
That's right.
he sacked all the covenant.
Oh, yeah,
people,
he was
the Irish and
He was enslaving the Irish,
he
Send them
Scots.
to America, send them to the Caribbean.
Yeah, we don't like
Killed off the royal line of the Stuarts.
So
He was a
we
demon.
did not come only from West Africa.
That's right.
We came also from Europe.
That's right. And that's another bit of history that's not coming out.
Well, history's a lie, isn't it? What
Yeah.
they-
That's-
I mean,
that's
what you're doing
absolutely
there now. This is
It's
the,
uncovering the
the
skirt.
truth. There's only one truth.
That's right. So page 24, chapter 3, Oliver Cromwell, Demonite, Calabiam, Ayabiam, Noah,
Yeah.
the demon.
Oh, what a- yes, super
History records that after the execution of Charles I of Scotland and England,
Right?
Yeah.
right, and I explained before his
The
descendants,
Catholics. Yeah.
right,
Presbyterian.
that Oliver Cromwell invaded Scotland, killed 4,000 men,
Yeah.
took 10,000 captive,
Right.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
some inexplicable reason,
Right.
It took Cromwell 1 year to end the war in Scotland.
Right.
What I do know, and I am certain of, is that he deported the Scots to American colonies.
Right.
These black Europeans were sent to Barbados,
Okay.
Boston,
Okay.
Charleston,
Okay.
Cambridge,
Okay.
Concord,
Okay.
Hingham,
Okay.
Ipswich,
Okay.
Virginia,
Okay.
Newark, New Jersey. I lived there.
Okay.
I lived in Newark, New Jersey.
All right.
And the Southern Plantation.
Okay.
These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
These Scottish blacks are among us in the Americas.
Okay.
And we are ignorant of their existence as well as they are.
All right. So everyone think that, oh, we come from West Africa. We were taken from them. Not all of us were in West Africa. Some of us were in America. Some of us were in Europe, Slovakia.
Exactly.
Obviously in America, but a lot of us
A lot of us were in Europe.
A lot of people from Europe.
And there's another location too,
All right.
which is the Iberian Peninsula. So after 1492, what they did, they rounded up the Moors, which would be the Hebrew Israelites, and they deported them to the Americas.
A lot of them fled to Africa.
And a lot of them fled to Africa, ended up on the West Coast, and then still ended up in the Americas.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the mystery.
That's the mystery.
All right.
These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. These Scottish blacks are among us in the Americas, and we are ignorant of their existence. It has been reported that in the African American community,
Right.
which actually is a misnomer, is the Hebrew Israelite,
Hebrew Israelite.
or if you want to say Negro, it's better you say that. But they, in the African American community, a lot of blacks have Scottish and Irish last names.
Yes,
and
right.
that's a fact.
Now let's go into that
That's a
because
fact.
you see when they say, oh, you know,
That's
your
a
name
fact.
is Thompson. That's the
Murphy.
that's the
Slave owner's
slave
name,
owner's
yeah,
name.
yeah.
It's not necessarily the case.
I'm a Whelan. I'm an old face.
Scottish coat of arms. So the Scottish coat of arms is a proper Negro.
Right.
He
I'm
got,
a Celtic.
he, he
I
got
don't know
the-
if you
he
can
got
see
the
it,
lips, he got the nose, he got the earrings, he got the meter on. He's a proper Jake fan. He's a Jake of Jakes.
I like it.
All right.
Jake of Jakes fan. This black coat of arms, as you probably know, was found in Scotland, Europe. It has been written that Andrew, the chief of the clan, rendered homage to King Edward I
Right.
of England in
Right.
1296.
Right.
The purpose of this image is to reinforce the writings of the historians
Right.
that the original people of Europe were
Right.
black.
Right. You see clearly. But the reason why they didn't tell people that they came from Europe because if they say, oh, slaves came from Europe, what were they doing there?
Why-
how they
come they were
living
there
before
already?
they were taken. And then
Exactly.
you go down deeper into things. I don't want you to know about your history,
Anyway,
man.
boats,
All right, carry on.
ships.
And by the way, Andrew means Gabar. So
right.
Andrew is an English transliteration of the Hebrew word Gabar, which means the man, a strong man, or warrior. That's what it means. So color is only being mentioned for the sake of identifying
Colour,
the people
I like
among us. Because we don't really judge people solely on their color, their skin.
No, they do.
They do, but we don't. We judge by the spirit.
Yeah, the
For
character.
the spirit, that's right.
As
for the
Muhammad
spirit-
Ali
for
said,
the
Malcolm
spirit
X,
bearer
all of them
witness,
said,
right?
judge me by my character.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Carry on, brother.
Who don't know who they are. I want to stop for a moment and make a statement that is sincere. Civilizations have come and gone, no matter what the color, but one thing that I have come to understand is that to the victor goes the land and the identity.
Right, right. To the victor goes the land and the identity. So you got these Europeans today claiming to be Irish or Scottish, but actually they're not the original Irish or Scottish.
They're not
The
even
original
Europeans, to
Irish
be
and
honest.
Scottish, they are black.
Yeah.
It says it.
That's right.
Look, the term
That's right.
Scots mean blacks.
Yep.
But they ain't gonna teach that at school though.
But that's where
Alright? They ain't gonna teach that at school. Carry on.
when the Scottish blacks were driven out of Scotland, the English, and then they have in brackets, white English,
Because we know the original English are who? The original, the citizen, the sovereign.
Celts.
Saxon, they were Celtic.
They were Celts, exactly. White English, so moved into the empty land and confiscated their property and took their identity. And
That's
this is
after what? After
exactly what they did in the Americas too. They did
Yeah, after
same.
the Renaissance, then.
That's right.
That's
So
what they
this is the Renaissance.
That's what they do. Yeah.
Right. This concept is not as ridiculous as you might think. The same thing happened to the Jews of the Bible.
Hey, history repeats itself.
God. When you get some time, read the book of the prophet Obadiah.
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
Read that book, fam.
Read that book.
Fam. The prophet
Aye.
states that when the Chaldeans invaded Judah, Yehoiada, and took them captive, that the Edomites and the
Who
Wamyam
are the Edomites?
and the Wamyam
Aye.
moved into Judah and began to call themselves after the original inhabitants of the
No,
land,
that's what they do today. They say they're Jews.
but are not, but do lie.
All right? They say they are the Jewish people. Don't they say that?
Yeah, but are not, but do lie.
Carry on up.
You are probably thinking to yourself that this is impossible. Is it really? Think outside the box for a moment. When the English came to America, there was an indigenous people here
Beautiful, man.
that they call the Indians. You're looking at one now, right?
That's my
Yes.
mum there. What does she look like? She look like?
I'm looking at the features, man.
No, that feature, that's
Yeah, she got Jake.
Negro.
Yeah, she got Jake features,
that's-
and the hair too.
You look at them, the high cheeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly.
Black hair.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not surprised, but
Yeah, here you go.
we know what's going on.
You know the story.
All right, because what happens, like, them go
The
because
spell's
some
been-
of us
yeah, the
that
web's
stayed
been
here,
twisted.
some of them that stayed here, they decided to be like, in war, say, don't worry, we're gonna be here.
Yeah, let's be on
We're
that
gonna-
flag
we're
and
gonna-
that,
We're just
yeah.
gonna be
I
there,
know,
and then
I know.
so they say, okay, they give it. So now to whitewash them,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the whitewashing didn't happen only with the icons,
Yeah.
It happened as well with the people, meaning
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
they gave them people from the Edomite women so they can have children with them. So after 3 generations, the blacks are gone. Now you got a
They call it the
mixed type.
whitening, is it?
The whitening, yeah, that's what they did as well. That's why you find now a lot of these Irish and these Scottish people. Obviously, you got Edomite, but a lot of them are actually children of those Jacobite that used to live in Europe.
That's mad.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Exactly. That's why you see a lot of white people, so-called white people, Caucasian people looking,
So-called white
but their
people.
spirit, their spirit is
It's a black spirit.
yeah, the spirit
Exactly.
It's like, you know,
Exactly. It's a spirit bearing
Yeah,
witness.
like, it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
A lot of those musicians you see that are great and that which look like Caucasian, if you don't look deep into it, you'll be surprised, man. They have the Jake spirit in them.
Oh no, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah,
I never believed it at school. I never, they're running the Indians off their land, and all that shit. And treating black people
Read it
like
from wherever you feel.
Yeah.
read me another little
Think
piece.
outside the box for a moment.
Yeah.
When the English came to America, there was an indigenous people there called the Indians.
Right.
The land was filled with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Once the Indians were driven out,
Right.
Yeah.
the land, the whites, English, confiscated the land
Yeah.
and took on their names.
Yeah.
If they weren't driven now, what happens is that they kill a lot of them and some of them stayed as well.
Yeah,
But they
yeah,
change, they call them
still there.
Negro now.
They're still
They
there.
change the narrative
Yeah,
now, they
yeah,
call them
yeah,
Negro.
they-
But a lot of people that
they
you see that
subjected
think,
them.
they think that Negro
rebranded,
are actually Northern tribe.
Yeah, they're
Okay?
subjected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Subjection, depravity, alcoholism, drug addiction.
That's right.
You name it.
That's
They got it.
The English began to call themselves Americans, and so do you. Think about it. When Oliver Cromwell enslaved and deported the Irish, Scots, and Brits out of the land, he gave the land to his soldiers under the Land Confiscation Act,
Yeah.
which is exactly what they did in the Americas too.
Yeah.
It was said that he did this because he couldn't afford to pay his soldiers. We will see the gruesome history surrounding this event in future chapters.
Yes, sir.
Remember that the Scots, Irish, and Welsh are the same people.
Amazing.
That's correct.
That's true. They're
That's
Celts.
absolutely correct.
Tribal people.
That's right.
That's an amazing thing. I've got to go. I love you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I mean,
All right.
just fantastic stuff.
That's right.
Nice to know someone's.
Yeah. I know.
Another little piece, another
Yeah,
chapter.
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Page 28. The Irish and the Scots are the same people. The Scots are a tribe from Northeast Ireland.
Yeah.
This book was written by a Jesuit priest, John J. Williams, and was published in 1922 by New York Press. In this book, John describes the black Irish that were deported into slavery in Jamaica as black people. And these pictures you
Redlegs.
see on this page are images of some of these Irish children.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at them. They look like No, but look at them. They're not like
Red legs.
that you would think that they're from
Because they- a lot of
Ghana or
them-
something like that.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Once I located this book with its images, I wanted to show you the entire front cover of the book so that you could have it for your reference. These are some of the black Irish that came here on slave ships directly from Europe.
But they weren't slaves.
No, they were made slaves.
No, but
Yeah, they weren't slaves at the time, but
That's it.
they were made slaves.
That's
when
the
they got
historic
here.
Change
thing.
the-
That's right.
A lot
Yeah.
of them worked in the caning district.
That's,
didn't they? And
that's right.
overseers
That's
and
right.
stuff
That's
like
right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Scots, Irish, or Welsh Brits are the same people. According to Boyd Dawkins,
Boyd Dawkins.
our earliest ancestors, when the English invaded England in 449 AD, they pushed the black English west into Wales, Scotland, and Ireland.
Amazing.
Mr. Boyd Dawkins further states that by 677 AD, the whites, now call themselves English, have pushed these blacks onto a land that cannot sustain them.
Which the timing I'm not too sure about, but I think that time we were still ruling with 667, but maybe it happened in certain region in that.
No, where it is, what we now call England now,
Yeah.
for them to create that state,
Yeah,
they
okay,
pushed the
yeah,
people
yeah.
that were there
Yeah,
up into Wales, up into Scotland, and into Ireland. Then later on, they took them over.
Pushed them out of the way.
Right, so they took them over in the 17th
land.
century, finally. Whoever you are on the other side of this book, this is the real history of the world. What you have been taught and exposed to is pure nonsense.
There's right.
The so-called royals and the elite read from a different set of books. That's
robbers.
right.
Exactly.
They
Thieves and
read these
robbers.
type of books.
And we have to read this book as well,
Well,
so we can
that's
understand
right.
how the
So
word,
that's
well,
right.
a prophet should be
That's
on that
right.
level.
That's right.
Because you're an elite as well.
That's
Read
right.
theirs, read ours.
You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
How you gonna be a prophet
Compare
and
it.
you're not learned? Like,
That's
come on.
right.
There's only one truth.
That's right.
Exactly.
And they know that. They know
while
that.
they give you the watered down
The
version of
watered down
history.
version of
Down
it.
there.
That's why they have the Royal Libraries and National Archives.
Yeah.
Right.
Which you need.
Yeah.
You need to go into the National
Right.
Archives.
Yeah.
They walk around with the real wealth of the earth, wisdom, while you walk around with the lie.
I love that. Yeah. I'm pleased I've come by this way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I was
yeah.
hoping you'd be here. I know about Cromwell and all them evils.
Yeah.
It took 90, maybe 100,000 Irish.
Oh yeah, no, you can
From
read
Athen,
this
right?
because this right. So this now is from Benjamin Franklin's essay. So he's got many essays.
Bring that up.
Right, and this one is titled America as a Land of Opportunity. The author was Benjamin Franklin in the year 1751. The subject, why increase the sons of Africa in America?
Right.
Right? We didn't use that term because we would have used the term Negro, but that's what's wrong.
Yeah.
Why should the Palatine Moors, Germans, be suffered to swarm into our Pennsylvania settlements? They will never adopt our customs. Any more can they adopt our complexion.
Right.
And in bracket it has white skin.
Exactly.
All of Asia, Africa, and America, except for us, are black. Russia, Italy, Spain, France,
Yeah.
Swedes, and the Germans are black.
That's why you tell me to go Spats. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Schwartz.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
This guy, I'm sure he's Central
Schwartz.
Bird, man. This guy's a Negro,
Yeah,
man.
Schwartz is black, so his name means black nigger, right?
Yeah, black
Schwarzenegger.
That's it. That's what he means, a black nigga.
Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. but
It depends how you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
These are the people that the eyewitness, so Benjamin Franklin is an eyewitness, so this is first-hand
He
information.
was black himself, wasn't he? Franklin.
Was complaining about when he said,
No, he wasn't Negro, man.
why should Pennsylvania be colonized by the sons of Africa?
Right.
Growing the Americas. Now that I have done your research, Salakia, now that I have done your research for you, it should be apparent that he was talking about the blacks from Wales, Ireland, and Scotland, who were shipped to the slave colonies in the South and Pennsylvania.
Right.
Then he goes on to say that they would overrun the colony. Now take this spreadsheet showing the captives from Europe and match that with the captives coming out of Africa. And then you can see how the black European captives became the missing link among us.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Add this information to the two great African American migrations from the southern states of America to the northern states
Right.
in America,
Right.
from 1910 to 1930 and 1940 to 1970.
Right.
Now both groups have been mingled together perfectly in the black community. Nobody knows that they are here because they have been mingled together and they look just alike.
Right.
I accept that some of the greatest minds in the ghetto,
Right.
I'm right,
Right.
people that you will never see on TV, television, people who have dedicated their entire life to knowing the truth,
Yeah.
and this was hidden from them.
Right.
It is because of the invention of the internet that the real history of the world is beginning
Right.
to emerge
Right.
out of these royal libraries and
Right.
national archives.
Right.
Along with the internet, the science of genetics has emerged to shed a great light on human trafficking between continents. That which once thought to be impossible has now become a reality. Now you are able to determine what part of the earth your family originated from without a ship's manifest or a written history of your lineage. I say to you that even though this great light called genetics is shining brightly in its infancy, it cannot shine its brightest without the Negro question, part 4,
Right.
the missing link.
So now, I'd like to put some examples. So it's talk about the internet part, eh?
Yeah, talk about
Read that part again. Read that part again.
let's see, internet.
Right somewhere.
Oh, it is because of the invention of the internet that the real history of the world is beginning to emerge out of these royal libraries and national archives.
Now, who created the internet, though? Who came up with that?
Yeah, there we go.
It's a guy from Haiti.
It's a Haitian guy,
Haitian guy.
and then a Nigerian
It
guy
won't be who they said.
created the memory stick or the memory.
Was it always there though?
Hold on, it's a Nigerian
It was
guy.
waiting to be.
No, it was a Haitian guy, but it also was a Nigerian guy.
Right, but these guys, the Haitian, they're from the Levi.
Exactly.
Now, do you know about the what do you call it again? Turim and
Yeah, the Turim and the Urim.
the Thurim and the Urim is
Yeah.
an instrument that people, the priests used to use to read
To divine.
the message of the Messiah regarding the situation.
Exactly.
And when you look at the internet, through the spirit, it's doing the same thing.
That's
Because
right.
through the internet, we're able to capture certain information that we wouldn't capture otherwise.
That's right.
Right?
That's
So
right.
the modern day Tribune and Urim is actually for us is the
It's the
internet.
internet,
So
exactly.
we bring great information into my eye. The most I speak. He that's why
speaks through that, exactly,
And what did he choose to do it? Mainly the guy from Levi.
That's right.
So everything is spiritual. That's why I say, brother, we have to be spiritual in this truth for us to grow, man. Because if you're carnal, you stay in your British, little mindset and your American, your modern
Have a
day
nice
mindset,
day.
you will never grow in this thing, man. You gotta be spiritual to understand it, man. So yeah, this is it. This is what we wanted to bring today.
Hurts me.
As far as
It hurts you. So.
the dark ages, we need to read so that people understand what's going on. All right. So Europe was actually ruled by us, but after that we were made into slavery, and that's the prophecy.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Because we didn't abide by the law at some point. We didn't follow what the Moses was telling us.
We
He
breached
gave
the
us
contract.
We breached the contract. He gave us
We breached
the bottomless pit.
That's
breached
right.
it. I breached it.
You know,
years ago.
after
I'm
that-
looking for something to hang on to.
That's right.
I've got
That's
you guys,
right. That's
and
right.
thank God we found each other. We can make our way
That's right.
through.
You
spiritual
can.
war.
That's right.
It is, as my
That's
brother
right.
is.
That's right. That's
Said.
right. That's right.
How I
That's
see
right.
it.
That's
It's
right.
physical war.
Yeah,
Spiritual
we
war.
war
That will
against
come.
spirits and
That will come.
principalities.
People will. There has to be a price for freedom. People haven't paid enough at the moment, and that's the way it
The
goes.
price for freedom is the law, statutes, and commandments, the faith in Yahweh. That's the price. And those who hold on to that until the end, as it's stated in Revelation, they are the ones that will
I'm
overcome.
quite radical myself,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But
that's the spirit.
I want to take them on.
That's the spirit.
I've
That's
been
the
thinking
spirit.
lately, arming myself. I'm only saying this to you guys.
Yeah. No, well, listen.
But I've disliked them that much, but I pray to step away from it.
Well, it's a spiritual war because we cannot take the enemy's weapons and use it against it.
True.
So everybody's tried it and it
Yeah,
hasn't
true.
succeeded because
True.
there's a certain path, there's a straight path that you
Yes.
have to take.
Yeah, and that's
so the
what I'm
path
trying to-
is you reconnect yourself
Yeah,
to
yeah.
your power,
Yeah, yeah.
which is the
Yeah.
Most High.
Through
Yeah.
the Spirit, I
Through
think
the
next
Spirit.
week we'll talk about the speckled bird, man.
Well, I just want to get on my
because,
knees, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
finish it.
Yeah.
I want to know the truth. Okay?
Yeah,
I never,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I've always been.
Because it's by the time we bring that information
I
about
think
the
so,
speckled
yeah.
bird.
Because here
That book will help us
here
have a
is
book
a.
of
I've never felt white. I've never been in the white club. I've
That's
always
right.
been around.
That's right. You see, that's the spirit.
That's
I've had
it.
them around me.
Read
That's what I've always been.
Romans 8 and 16.
Yeah,
You know, I haven't
that's
had.
the spirit, bro.
That's the way it's been for me.
And you feel comfortable about
I'm
it.
comfortable with them.
That's
I
right.
couldn't get on with the other lot.
That's
You know,
right.
not
That's
as good as
right.
a wicked or blind lot.
That's right.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Eight and what, brother?
16.
This is the book.
We'll read two precepts. You get it. You understand why.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 16. And it reads, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit
Yes.
that we are the children of the Most High. Yahweh.
Explain to them. Break
Right.
it down.
So what that basically means is that there's something within you which is called the Spirit that's within you that acknowledges truth when you hear it.
Yeah.
And it also acknowledges when you're amongst your brethren. And it's
sure.
not about skin color because, like you rightly said, if you're with certain other people that may have
I'm comfortable.
you're not comfortable with them, but then when you're with us or other people, you're relaxed and you're comfortable.
Talking
So
about-
that's a spiritual thing.
Saying that my people is not about skin color. I want you to read Jeremiah 12 and 9.
Acceptance.
Jeremiah 12 and 9.
Exactly.
This is what Bible.
So this is Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9. And it reads, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
The birds round
Speckled
about,
bird mean different color.
it doesn't have one,
Alright.
it doesn't have one homogeneous color.
So the Most High is telling
Different
you,
shades. Or different shades of different colors. Yeah. It doesn't have an A
And
color.
that makes so much sense.
go to Revelation 7.
Right.
Can't just have a white.
No.
Listen to
Yeah.
this.
A dove.
Revelation 7. Because,
Seven.
7 and 9 are
7 and 9.
It's like it's over you guys
Yeah.
all day. I mean,
Yeah. Just one more for you. So this is the book of Revelations, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Yes, sir.
After this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude,
great multitude, yeah?
which no man could number,
Which no man can number. That's a
of
lot.
all nations,
Of all nations
and kindreds,
and kindred
and people, and tongues,
and
Yeah.
tongues
stood before the throne,
stood before the throne.
and before the Lamb, which
Before
would be
the Lamb,
Yahushua, clothed with white robes, meaning that they
Right.
were
So
perfect.
what it is that when a Christian
acceptable.
take that, they will say, "Oh, everyone can be saved." But actually, this one talks about people like you, respectful bird.
That's right.
People that were mixed with other nations,
That's
but
right.
still have the blood
I'm just a human.
of
I'm a
Yahweh.
human, and I've got no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's the point I wanted to make.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
Listen.
will close out, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, I want to thank you.
So yeah, that was it.
You know, that,
Regarding the dark
it's
ages,
That's
refreshing.
right. That's right.
You know,
I needed that today.
That's right.
I need it every day. I do some readings myself
That's right.
and that, but I mean that
But
that fits me.
if you come next week, we will tell you. We're going to talk about the speckled bird. Where we will tell you how to get
we'll
that
bring
understanding.
history, man.
Listen, I love the truth, really. It
That's
lifts
right.
my spirits, you know, knowing that I'm not alone.
You're not alone. Yes, man.
So yeah, so we brought the dark ages today.
You're great.
And
God
next
bless
week, through the Spirit, we'll bring out the speckled bird. We'll use books, again, history books, to prove to you how the mixing went down and how you shouldn't just, judge by color.
That's right.
Because the time is coming where the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, will take his serious. But he say that in Revelation 7 and 9, so it has to be fulfilled. We might not understand how, but we're going to have, the Most High will give us the Spirit as we put it out, as we learn more about it. He will put us, he will train us spiritually to be able to identify
That's right.
those speckled birds, man.
That's right.
So it's only right that we talk about that, next week. And then that will be the completion of it.
That's
man.
right, that's
So
right.
today with the dark ages, I hope you lot were edified. Listen, there's a lot of videos of the dark ages, but we brought it our way. We brought it our way. And I know we will speak to people that are watching it a certain way. you know, I hope it hit different, like they say.
That's right.
All
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So with
they
that,
hit different. Yeah, that's good.
So with that, we'll close out and we'll give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahushai, Waha, Rakah, Kadash.
Whoa!
Yahshua.
Yeah, another day in the office, man.
Another day,
You know what I mean? Another day in the office.
we do
my
what we
brother,
do.
man. Yeah, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.